In 60 seconds, 1 minute will pass. In that minute, 250 babies will be born, UPS will deliver over 11,000 packages, and the world will consume 11.5 million pounds of food. And every 60 seconds, 10 children will die from malnourishment. They'll die from hunger. Global hunger is a humanitarian issue that affects all corners of the earth. It's a global crisis that's difficult to talk about. But as members of the international community, it's our job to start a conversation about hunger and spread awareness about the sheer magnitude of global hunger. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that there are 815 million people suffering from chronic hunger. That's nearly 11% of the world.
So what is causing this? What is causing nearly 11% of the world to be malnourished? There's three main things that contribute to global hunger: poverty, political instability, and climate change. Poverty is the principal cause of hunger. It works with hunger in a vicious cycle where those who are poor cannot afford to eat, which would help them get out of poverty. In fact, nearly 98% of global hunger occurs in underdeveloped countries. Political instability is another drive of hunger. More than half of the 815 million malnourished people live in countries affected by conflict. War-torn countries like Yemen and Syria have higher rates of hunger. People living in these countries do not have reliable access to food. Climate change is the third contributor to global hunger. As temperatures rise, food scarcity occurs, undermining previous attempts to ensure access to food sources.
With all this in mind, what is the world doing to decrease global hunger? There are so many organizations that are working to decrease hunger by providing aid, traveling to underdeveloped countries, and donating food to those in need. Organizations such as Oxfam work to establish gardens in areas that do not have a reliable access to food sources. This way, those who are malnourished are able to provide for themselves, creating Camp Greens, which provides lasting solutions for hunger. The United Nations also has a goal of reaching zero hunger by the year 2030. From their list of sustainable development goals, it's one of their highest priorities. This involves promoting sustainable agricultural practices, supporting small-scale farmers, and allowing equal access to land, technology, and markets. It also requires international cooperation to ensure investment in infrastructure and technology to improve agricultural productivity.
There's so many other amazing organizations, including Children's Hunger Alliance and the Hunger Project. With all these organizations working so hard to prevent global hunger, why are 10 children still dying every 60 seconds? What more can be done? That's where you come in. Yes, you. As members of the international community, it's our responsibility to provide for those in need. If we're going to eradicate global hunger, we need to find lasting solutions. You can help with this. You can do this by decreasing waste, increasing aid, and just by getting involved. You can also volunteer with family members, friends, Greek life, and other social groups, and work with a wide variety of organizations that help bring food to those in need.
You can also become an activist for global hunger, raising awareness on the facts about just how hungry the world is. Just by watching this video, you're increasing awareness for the 815 million people who suffer from chronic hunger. Lastly, you can donate money to so many amazing nonprofits that work diligently to provide for malnourished children and people living in hunger. These organizations include Action Against Hunger, Oxfam, the Red Cross, and Mercy Corps.
So why is this important? Why should we care about global hunger, and what does this have to do with us? It's important to use our resources to help others. We are fortunate enough to have dinner on our tables. Others are not so lucky. There is enough food to end global hunger. We just need to distribute it correctly so that those 815 million people don't have to suffer.
It's our duty to use our powers for good. So let's start becoming activists. Let's start working together. Let's tackle poverty, political instability, and climate change head on, so we can see progress and a decrease of those living in hunger.